Good evening, everyone. My name is Elfatih, but everyone in Sudan who knows me calls me Keyz because a key in Arabic is muftah, and muftah sounds like Elfatih. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. Sure, you've all paid for your tickets here and come to TEDx to watch me or the other TEDx speakers perform, but today I'd like to switch it up a bit. I want you to feel like instead of you're here for me, I'm here for you. And I'd like you to take my words as a message with a lesson and interpret everything I say the best way it suits you to better yourself, to be the best version of yourself. Now, I have a question. By show of hands or shouting or whatever, how many people here have a passion? Okay. How many people have a passion that they're not pursuing? How many people have a passion that they're not pursuing because it's unrealistic or because you need to pay the bills? Okay, that's a lot of people. How many people feel stressed out balancing what you want to do with what other people want you to do? Okay. I'll be discussing this in an almost poetic form, but I'd appreciate it if everyone could listen to the words and actually follow the content rather than the language, because the language is just the medium for which I prefer to express my opinions and my vision. What turns a man into a monster? What stops ability to prosper? What leaves you shivering in the cold and tells you that you're warm? What fuels the pressure to conform? What is the reason the world is headed for war, and you've been forewarned by the calm before the storm? What brings hatred into civilizations due to different races and bases of reputation? What makes your parents emanate appreciation towards a corrupted function of education where money is the product and Prada is the profit and profit is accomplishment that demonstrates your dominance? What snips your wings? What stops your ability to flutter by, making sure caterpillars don't turn to butterflies? Forcing you to live a repetitive life a bunch of times, cry 100-something times, buy a bunch of ties a bunch of times, and spend a bunch of years at a desk. Blood, tears, and some sweat. What is to blame? Dig deep in the cupboard of your body, your soul. Dig deep and discover what drives you towards gold. Dig deep and discover why a cold soul is bold. Dig deep and discover the broken bones in your clothes. Dig deep and discover the barrier between you and your goals only grows and becomes scarier. The longer you hold on to the walls of this barrier, the quicker it'll carry your ambition, crumble it and throw it out of the area. It'll dig beneath the soil of your soul and it'll bury your society. The barrier of failure. Dig deep in the cupboard of your body, your soul. You will find the trauma as it unfolds. Try to take a step back from your life when the drama's wild and try to live in the perspective of your mama's child. And as she sobs, watch the tears fall through your mama's eyes. A country at war, Darfur full of homicide. She cries because her kids exist in the hardest times mankind ever compromised on. Kids dropping out, needing part-time jobs, and your spirit dies a little. God's level is unknown and the powers of the devil unfold, and you're stuck in the middle. Between ISIS and the Arab Springs, it's obvious somebody is plotting the downfall of all Arab kings. Dig deep in the cupboard of your body, your soul. You will find the trauma as it unfolds. You want world peace, equality, justice in the streets, and you don't want to quit till there's no brother left to feed, a roof on his head just to shelter from the heat, a bed and lots of sheets, some bread and lots of meat. But fear messed up everything. You fear society's eyes because they despise any youth on the rise. Parents think we're liars because you told them lies, but the past only holds back you from your prize. You gotta look past the past and look forward to the future. Pull the bullets out your body if anybody came to shoot you. Shrug and say, hey, a shooter do what a shooter please. I still stand tall and proud to be Sudanese and not need to be fitting in to a society where boys only care about a sexy chest and the girls only care about a wedding dress. In a land of poverty and many deaths, you fear for your own identity. Lots of people in your life are your enemies, and you need support, so you can't afford your friends to leave your life, so you live like someone you pretend to be. Someone whose rules can be bent as long as your friends are your friends till the end. You don't realize bad influences have trends, and bad influences usually start off as your friends who have your back when you're tense and grow to be the reason your emotion makes you want to seek revenge on the whole damn globe for being open to events that make people kill for the bill for the rent. Now repent. From this point on in finding yourself, you find yourself never minding your health. So from time to time with the homies, you might inhale some shisha and you might go home and you smell like tequila. But pause. Dig deep in the cupboard of your body, your soul. Dig deep and discover what drives you towards gold. Dig deep and discover what drives you towards gold. A wall that endorses Porsches and sports clothes. Everyone with hundreds of horses, of course, know that girls only file divorces with broke folks. Dig deep and discover what drives you towards gold. What makes you buy clothes with the known logos, and what makes you dress up whenever you take a photo, and what makes you pose like a Dumbo yelling YOLO? What makes you feel like the best way of praise is the praise when you just get a fresh pair of J's? What makes you want to spend thousands on dresses when some people don't even have houses or fences or couches or senses or blouses or trousers or pounds for some breakfast? It's reckless how the world is split up in different sections. Half are suspected of infections, and the other half only think necklaces are precious. Dig deep and discover what drives you towards gold. The walls that hold post and stars that glow. You climb up these walls to see how far you'll go to get light. But it seems like in society, more people care to get light rather than get bright. So I write even to even my wrongs with right, since freedom is equal to rights. Nowadays, people just need a good price, and they'll sell their character. That price is cheaper than McDonald's in America. That price is as long as the homies don't embarrass you and you can get along with the phonies in your area. That price is conformity. Conformity mentally or orally, literally, metaphorically. More importantly, conformity is a tool of society to quietly ensure there's no human variety, so everyone robotically follows what a tyrant speaks. So it's either you conform or take the consequences violently. And you'll be frowned on and clowned on. You soon become a target. Because the market pokes fun if you shop at Target or the market. You're stuck between logic and prestige when you don't need others for self-esteem. But now you're someone whose rules can be bent as long as your friends are your friends till the end. Plus, who doesn't love Gucci and a Benz? If it don't make dollars, then it don't make sense. Now repent. From this point on, in finding who you are, you find yourself only caring about looking like a superstar. Materials don't last a lifetime, and there's proof from God. But to you, the truth is hard. Dig deep in the cupboard of your body, your soul. Dig deep and discover what drives you towards gold. Dig deep and discover why a cold soul is bold. Pause. Dig deep and discover why a cold soul is bold. Why being cold and bottling your emotions is the only token of defense. When you can't handle the waves and the oceans of hate and these notions that came from your friends. Why being disrespectful is respected as strong. And that respect of disrespect has you never getting along except for with the people who respect your disrespect. And this is the reason us humans disconnect. Dig deep and discover why a cold soul is bold. Why being a douchebag is the new swag. Why, as long as you can manage taking damage, if you can't handle it, you're at a disadvantage. Because in this society, everybody is a savage. You start to see the fun in making fun of other peeps, especially if one is very cheap and fairly weak. But now if a person feels insulted, it's something that you'll never ever feel at fault with, because it's purely jokes behind the insults, ain't it? That's when the bad friends infiltrated. Dig deep and discover why a cold soul is bold. Why making fun of others is only funny to the bros. Why boys curse in Arabic at a foreigner in the corridor. He doesn't understand you, but you feel like you're a warrior. Hide behind your friends, cover your laughter with some anger. When you know damn well your best friends were once strangers, and the dude you just cussed out could have had more in common with, but you're out terrorizing on some Osama bin Laden-ish. Equality does not mean eye for an eye. And if you believe that, then your life's full of lies. What's an eye for an eye if no eye is even left? Now we all lost the sense, can't tell right from left. Realize your eyes can be damaged to dust. All this eye for an eye, what happened to us? Realize your eyes can be damaged to dust. All this eye for an eye, what happened to us? But now you're someone whose rules can be bent, as long as your friends are your friends till the end. You start slandering people for fun, no regrets, until the day you say something you never even meant. Now repent. From this point on, in realizing the self, your neck gets tired and tied with a belt, because you've been out living crime and you felt real bad that you made so much fun of her. She's crying for help. Dig deep in the cupboard of your body, your soul. Dig deep and discover what drives you towards gold. Dig deep and discover why a cold soul is bold. Dig deep and discover the broken bones in your clothes. Pause. Dig deep and discover the broken bones in your clothes. You stare at yourself in the mirror, disgusted, thinking that things are just starting to get clearer. You start realizing what turns you into a monster. Society is sick with no qualified doctor. You realize what fuels the pressure to conform, and it's everyone around you since the day you were born. You realize why hatred infiltrates civilizations when no one cares about another and only cares about reputation. You realize that hatred is something that should be facing a corrupted systematic function of education where money is the product and product is the profit and profit is accomplishment that demonstrates your dominance. Dig deep and discover the broken bones in your clothes. Society wants tulips, but you want a rose. Your clothes don't fit a clone. So why let society engulf every inch of your bones? Dig deep and discover what drives you towards gold. Dig deep and discover why a cold soul is bold. Dig deep and discover the broken bones in your clothes. Dig deep and discover the barrier between you and your goals is society. You can either let society control your mind and your body and your soul, or you can let go. You can either let society control your actions, or you can measure success through self-satisfaction. You can either get your confidence from selfish teens, or depend on yourself for self-esteem. You can either be realistic or idealistic, which means you can either give up or be persistent. Dig deep and discover the barrier between you and your goals only grows and becomes scarier. The longer you hold the walls of this barrier, the quicker it'll carry your ambition, crumble it and throw it out of the area. It'll dig beneath the soils of your soul and it'll bury ya, not spare ya. Society, the barrier of failure. Thank you. Block 21.